You are looking at the Slicer Gym in LaPorte, Indiana, where TV46 proudly presents the Indiana High School Girls Basketball Regional. Today, it's a semifinal matchup between the Lake Central Indians and the Plymouth Lady Pilgrims on this edition of the 46 Game of the Week. And how you doing, everybody? With the Hall of Famer Bob Nagel by my side and Bo Hunt courtside, it's Chuck Freeby, and great to have you with us for what should be an exciting day of high school girls basketball on TV46. The Lake Central Indians have a familiar face on the sideline. The former Clay boys and girls basketball coach Joe Huppenthal is directing the Indians these days. What he doesn't have is a lot of familiar faces in his lineup. It's a really young team that has managed to go 23-3.
Yeah, they didn't want this to be a night game because kids would be out after curfew, so we'd have to be sending some people home. But he's got a young team, but very talented team. They love to get out and go. They've got a lot of quickness. They're going to have to try to offset the size for Plymouth a little bit, but he certainly has some people he can count on and a team that's come together nicely.
The old and the new is flipped somewhat for Plymouth. They have a new head coach in Michaela Shalio, but some veteran players, especially down on the post, she can depend on in Taylor Delp and Claire Sheedy.
Yeah, both of those players can not only score and play defense, but they can rebound really well, and they love to rebound and get out and go. And, you know, it's just one of those things where the entire team effort from Lake Central is going to have to be strong to offset that rebounding for Plymouth. But both teams have players, role players who do a good job or they wouldn't be here.
Bo Hunt joins us courtside. And, Bo, we have a very big juxtaposition between these two head coaches. Joe Huppenthal has been around for a long time. This is Michaela Shalio's first year as a head coach. Does that make a difference in today's game?
Well, I think it's part of the equation. It has to be. I mean, all the experience that Joe has in coaching not only girls but boys as well, and the experience he has in tournament runs and different things like that, I think that has a huge impact on this game. But I think the more important impact is the leadership that's out there and how much leadership they can lean on as coaches and have those leaders take away some of that pressure. So that's one of the key things I want to look at today is that leadership from the upperclassmen from both these teams.
The winner comes back tonight to play for the regional championship against either Penn or Crown Point. It's Lake Central and Plymouth, and we've got our Plymouth pregame show and our Jordan Automotive keys to win next on the 46 Game of the Week.
This is the WHME TV 46 High School Basketball Game of the Week, brought to you by Intera Credit Union, Bill's Heating, Jordan Automotive Group, TCU, Wolverine Mutual Insurance, Crown Trophy, Imagineering Finishing Technologies, St. Andrews Products, and the IHSAA.
This edition of the 46 Game of the Week being brought to you in part by the Jordan Automotive Group. Simple, easy, stress-free. Welcome back inside the Slicer Gym as we get ready for this regional semifinal between Lake Central and Plymouth. Time now to look at our keys to win, brought to you by the Jordan Automotive Group on the City of Plymouth pregame show. For the Lake Central Indians, they are led in scoring by 5'9" sophomore Anaya Bishop. She is scoring almost 14 points a game, getting about 5 rebounds a game. Leads the team in offensive rebounds and has had 21 games in double figures this year. And she gets help on the outside from the sniper, Riley Molosnik, another sophomore, 5'7", scoring about 10 points a game. She's shooting 36% from beyond the arc and had a career-high 30 in the sectional final against Gary West. The keys to win for the veteran Joe Huppenthal and his Indians.
Well, number one is to contain the trees. There's a big size difference. Delp and Sheedy can not only score but can play defense and rebound inside, so that's contained those two big girls. They got to create offense with their defense. They got to get that transition, get the ball out and go against the Plymouth Pilgrims. They got to win the battle on the boards, and they found a way to get that done during the course of the season. Head coach Joe Huppenthal in his 32nd season as a head coach. He's got a young team, and he's really excited about the success that they've had.
No, it's just been our chemistry, and when we talked, I told you our two seniors have just done an unbelievable job, and that's Essence Johnson and Caitlin Zajeski of getting this team molded together from day one. And you know how things go, and I've said this a million times, if you have chemistry, you can do anything, and this team has that, and it's just kind of progressed as the years gone along. It's gotten better and better, and that's, I think, why we are where we are today.
You could say the same thing about the Plymouth Lady Pilgrims, and one reason is they've got some veteran leadership on the court. Taylor Delp, a junior, is their leading scorer. The 6-footer is averaging 15 points a game. Talented three-sport athlete. She's a walking double-double. In fact, she had 11 of them this season. And she gets help down low from Claire Sheedy. Now, Sheedy is going to play volleyball at the collegiate level at Wingate, but pretty decent basketball player too. 9 points, 6 rebounds a game, and those twin towers really give Plymouth a strong inside presence. The keys to win for first-year coach Michaela Shalliol and the Lady Pilgrims.
Plymouth has to slow the transition game. It's a big part of Lake Central's offense, and they got to get them to play half-court offense when they can. Got to start quickly. Nobody needs an invitation to get going in the game in the regional. And they got to play with poise. It's the first time for coach and also for this team to advance into the postseason. Now, head coach Michaela Shalliol's in her first season, and she is excited about this big stage in the regional.
Lake Central loves to push it in transition, so we got to try to slow them down with our defense, and then obviously crash the boards hard both offensively and defensively and handle the pressure in the backcourt.
The excitement builds. These teams have worked their way into the final 16 of Class 4A. Who moves on to the regional final? Will it be Plymouth or Lake Central? Lot to talk about as we go along. Thanks to the City of Plymouth for sponsoring our pregame show. The tip-off is next on 46. This edition of the TV 46 High School Basketball Game of the Week is being brought to you in part by Intera Credit Union. We get it, and we've got it. Back inside the Slicer Gym in LaPorte, we're just counting down to tip-off for this regional semifinal between Lake Central and Plymouth. Time now for the starting lineups. Here's Bob Nagel.
Thank you, partner. And a change right away in the Lake Central lineup. Starting at a guard is a 5'8" sophomore, number 4, Nadia Clayton. Also in the backcourt, Riley Malosnik. She wears number 2. She's a 5'6" sophomore. Essence Johnson will be at a forward. She's a 5'11" senior, wears number 30. Anaya Bishop wears number 33. She's a 5'9" sophomore at forward. And Ayla Krieger will play at a forward position. She's a 5'10" freshman, wears number 35. Now for the Plymouth Ball Club, it's Ellie Jones starting at a guard, a 5'7" junior, wears number 12. Number 14 is Taylor Delp, a 6-foot junior. She'll play inside. Lena Jones is a 5'5" freshman. She'll play at a guard position, wears number 22. Number 24 is Kaylee Dragani. She wears number 24. She's a 5'6" senior. And Claire Sheedy is another big player inside, 6-foot senior. She wears number 42.
There's no series history between these two teams, but they have plenty of tournament history. Lake Central getting ready to play now in its 18th regional, because they've won 18 sectionals and 4 times they've walked out of the regional as the winner. But none of those have happened in this century. Meanwhile, Plymouth has won 14 sectionals and 3 regionals. The last time they won a regional was in 2008, and Dave Cox took that team all the way to a state championship for Plymouth. The officials for today's game, as assigned by the Indiana High School Athletic Association: Danny Torok working with Craig Falk, and the man in the middle is the veteran Kevin Mikesel.
Folks, St. Andrews Products brings you a check on the uniforms for today's game. The home team, the Plymouth Ball Club, will be wearing white uniforms with red numbers and trim. The visiting team, Lake Central, is in blue uniforms today, and they have white trim and white numbers on those uniforms. These teams are looking good, and so can your team. St. Andrews Products has the finest apparel as well as promotional products. Reach us in sales at standrewscorp.com.
There you see the Plymouth Lady Pilgrims, 15-9 on the year. They won the Mishawaka sectional with a victory over the home team last Saturday night. They'll take on a Lake Central team that is 23-3, absolutely cruised through its sectional, beating Gary West in the sectional championship game. As Bob mentioned, Lake Central in the blue, Plymouth in the white. Essence Johnson will do the jumping for Lake Central. Taylor Delp for Plymouth. And we're glad you've joined us for this one on the IHSA Champions Network in TV 46. Lake Central wins the tip, and Essence Johnson sends it over in the corner to Clayton. Malosnik back to Johnson. Plymouth opening up in a quick 2-3 zone. Johnson inside the arc. Clayton for three. Off the back iron, but Malosnik hustles down the rebound for Lake Central. Krieger on the baseline hits. Ayla Krieger, the 5'10 freshman, averaging 6.5 points a game, gets the first basket of the game. And full court pressure being applied by Lake Central. That's something Joe Huppenthal's team has done all year. Taylor Delp will do not only a lot of the post play, but some of the ball handling for Plymouth. Lena Jones to Delp, doubled up on the post. And a foul, a reach-in foul called against Lake Central. It'll be on Ayla Krieger for the push, her first.
Chuck, I give Lake Central a lot of credit in that first possession. As you mentioned, Plymouth was in a zone. They had to get a read, they had to get a look, and they were patient getting that first shot and then the rebound shot.
And off the inbound pass, the lob to Taylor Delp for two, and we're knotted up. Johnson throws it away. She was trying to find Bishop underneath and threw it too high. And again, the height of Plymouth early on paying some dividends for the Lady Pilgrims. But here comes that trapping press of Lake Central. And they'll steal it away with Nadia Clayton. Clayton playing for the injured Vanessa Wimberly. Wimberly hoping to get some playing time today, but her knee is heavily bandaged. Pass inside trying to go to Bishop, and a foul called against the Pilgrims. This will go against Ellie Jones. That's the first on the Plymouth junior.
A lot of good ball movement by both teams. Had a couple of turnovers.
Clayton on the outside. They'll go to Malosnik for three in the corner. That's off the mark, and the rebound comes down to the Lady Pilgrims and Lena Jones. You have two Jones in the backcourt. That's Ellie handling the ball right there. Taylor Delp had it taken away by Malosnik, but she couldn't control it, and Plymouth regains possession. You get the feeling anytime one of those Plymouth bigs puts the ball on the floor, there's going to be a Lake Central person in the vicinity.
Plymouth's going to have to really adapt to the quickness of this Lake Central team.
And that was a concern for Michaela Shalio. Pass a little too low for Delp, but on the alternating possession, that will go to Plymouth. There you see Michaela Shalio, former Bremen and Grace star. She was an assistant coach last year. This is her first year as the head coach of the Plymouth Lady Pilgrims. Jones had the shot blocked by Malosnik. And now Jones steps out of bounds, and Lake Central retains possession. And immediately you see some of these veteran Plymouth players saying, settle down, we're fine.
Yeah, the defensive assignments for Lake Central, anytime a big touches the ball for Plymouth, it's not a one-on-one. They're going to be collapsing in there defensively.
This almost looks like a 1-3-1 zone, and it certainly threw off Lake Central. Delp thought about the three. Plymouth moving the ball around the perimeter. Delp finds Ellie Jones. They left her open. Now Claire Sheedy. Plymouth is not a big three-point shooting team. They like to get the ball into their bigs. Sheedy to Ellie Jones down the baseline. Found Delp for the little 10-footer. Patience is a virtue for Plymouth on that possession. They have a 4-2 lead 3 minutes into this one. Baseline jumper by Bishop goes awry. The rebound knocked out of bounds by Krieger, and it's Plymouth basketball.
It's like Lake Central getting the shots that they want. Just Only made one of them so far, but Malosnik will get some other opportunities.
Here's Kaylee Dragani racing across the timeline. Lake Central trying to speed Plymouth up. So far, the pace of the game has favored the Pilgrims.
Remax Oakcrest Realty wishes our Lady Pilgrims the best of luck for the championship with offices in Plymouth, Bremen, and Elkhart. Let them help you navigate the unusual real estate market today. Find the right agent at oakcrestrealty.biz.
Delp just playing volleyball down on the block, and she draws the second foul on Ayla Krieger. And immediately Joe Huppenthal will go to his bench. You get another look from R&B Car Company. And Taylor Delp has been the offense so far today for Plymouth. She is a 59% free throw shooter on the year. The free throw sponsored by Auto Park, as Caitlin Zajeski checks in now for Lake Central. Zajeski, a 5'9" senior who was a starter on this team a year ago and has had to adapt to a substitute role. Delp, three-sport athlete, hits both free throws. And it's 6-2 Plymouth. The ball goes inside to Zajeski. Nice pass underneath. And Bishop lays it up and in. Anaya Bishop with her first basket of the game. And good ball movement by Lake Central. Lena Jones, only a freshman, handles the ball up top. Now Dragani is shoved from behind by Essence Johnson. The first on the senior Johnson.
Foul's got to be a concern for Joe Huppenthal. He's only got a couple of seniors on this team.
Inbounds pass Dragani for three. It's off the back iron. The rebound comes to Bishop. Lake Central with a chance to tie. Down low Zajeski for two. Great pass from Clayton. Caitlin Zajeski, the 5'9" senior, only averaging 4 a game, but the ball movement from Lake Central in the last two possessions has been terrific.
Very impressive in their set plays. They've got a read on this Plymouth defense, and they're executing well.
Dragani for three. It's blocked by Johnson, but Delp gets the rebound down low for two. She has all 8 for the Lady Pilgrims. Clayton to Bishop. That pass intercepted. Plymouth in transition. Lena Jones for two. Lake Central comes the other way. Malosnik is bodied up, and they'll call the foul, I believe, on Claire Sheedy.
Our sincere thanks to the wonderful team at St. Andrews Products for supplying our broadcast team with the finest in apparel. They can do the same for your team, school, or business. Promotional products, advertising specialties, business gifts, and much more. Give them a call at 1-800-628-9922 or reach them at sales@standrewscorp.com. If you have questions, our answer is always yes.
Sarah Hunter and Sophie Miller check in for the Lady Pilgrims. It is not a very deep bench for Michaela Shalio. They'll probably only go about 7 deep. Clayton down low. Bishop back outside. Rudor.
Turnover number 4 for Lake Central. Plymouth with 2.
I was going to say, so far, even against this pressure, Plymouth has done a better job of handling the basketball than Lake Central has. The question is, for Plymouth, can anybody supply them any offense beside Delp? Sophie Miller on the drive. Travel.
Turnover number 3 for Plymouth.
And that seemed like a case of a reserve coming into the game. She wants to make something good happen. Just maybe a little too excited.
Yeah, somebody from that backcourt can step up for Plymouth. It'll really help.
For both these teams, first time in about 3 years they've been in a regional. Bishop with the head and shoulder fake draws the foul, and the question is on whom? It looks like it's on Taylor Delp. That's her first. Both teams going back to the bench. Sheedy for Delp here. And then Lake Central will put Isabella Soria into the game. Soria, a 5'9" freshman. She's the one triggering the inbound pass. Milosnik nearly traveled and then threw it away. Another chance for a transition basket, but Essence Johnson says, not on my watch.
Wow.
And a technical foul on Essence Johnson for taunting.
That's unfortunate.
And there's the taunt right there.
Terrific young lady, and such a surprise. Chuck, she is a tremendous high jumper in track, and she was able to catch up to the play and get the block. But
Claire Sheedy taking free throws sponsored by the Auto Park. Sheedy, a 65% free throw shooter, all Northern Leagues Conference volleyball player. She missed the first. She had a double-double this year against Michigan City. Chance to put the Lady Pilgrims up 5 and with the ball. But she missed on both. Johnson will come out. Nadia Clayton checks back in.
2 fouls on Johnson, 2 on Krieger. Big concern for Lake Central's Lady Indians.
And now Sheedy trying to go to work down low. Topside triple, Sarah Hunter short on that. Milosnik starts the break to Nadia Clayton. Milosnik penetrates, but can't hit the layup. Rebound batted out of bounds. It will go to Plymouth. Milosnik thought otherwise.
Plymouth with 4 rebounds, Lake Central with 3.
Lena Jones, freshman ball handler, leading the team in assist and steals. That's Sophie Miller there. Now the lob pass trying to go down low to Sheedy, but she had too many blue jerseys around her. Clayton comes the other way for Lake Central. And her cross-court pass intercepted and taken right back, and we have a held ball. It will go to Lake Central.
Auto Park in Plymouth congratulates the Lady Pilgrims on a great season. Keep up the great work today. Auto Park Chevrolet and your Platinum Chevy dealers. See us all for your for all of your sales, service, and parts needs. That's the Auto Park in Plymouth.
Milosnik will handle it up top for Lake Central. Again, this zone defense, and it's more of a 1-3-1 being used by Plymouth here, causing havoc for the Indians. Topside triple, Milosnik is short. The reverse layup no good by Soria. And a whistle and a foul on Lake Central, and the foul starting to rack up for the Indians. Foul will be on Soria. That's her first. And the 5th on the Indians here in the first quarter.
Rebound number 5 for Plymouth. Lake Central with 4 so far.
Jones working on Clayton. Gets it across the timeline. The trap successful because Bishop knocks it away. And Bishop goes all the way for 2. Anaya Bishop now with 4 points. It's a 2-point ball game. Ball knocked out of bounds. And whose ball is it? It looks like Lake Central. So another turnover for Plymouth.
Look like the starters for Plymouth able to handle that pressure a little bit better. And when they go to the bench, they've had some turnovers.
Indians with a chance to take the lead or tie on this possession. Soria for 3. Bring it up. Isabella Soria is a 44% three-point shooter. She just drained her 12th of the season there, and Lake Central is back in front. Lena Jones throws it away, and suddenly the tempo favors the Indians, although they return the favor.
7 turnovers for Lake Central, 6 for Plymouth.
14.6 left in the stanza, so they'll put Taylor Delp back in the lineup, hoping to rejuvenate the offense. Lena Jones, working against this Lake Central defense, has to be aware of the clock. Jones with nowhere to go. Sarah Hunter couldn't get a shot off. Good defense by Lake Central. And the Indians take a 1-point lead to the second despite a huge first quarter from Taylor Delp. The Plymouth Twin Tower had 8, but it's the Indians by 1 after 1 on 46. This edition of the TV 46 High School Basketball Game of the Week is being brought to you in part by Bill's Heating, keeping families and businesses comfortable since 1951. Time now for a Bill's Heating Sideline Report. We go courtside with Bo Hunt. Your thoughts on that first quarter where momentum seemed to flip midway through?
I think it's all about the defense for both these teams, and that really sets up their offense. Lake Central, of course, is trying to really pressure full court and try to get you Plymouth out of their game. And I think they've done a great job, especially later in that first period, of really pushing the tempo and pushing Plymouth a little bit too fast out of their tempo. So I think defense is a huge, huge thing that we're going to look for here in the second quarter, guys.
So, Bo, to contrast that,
Yep.
what does Plymouth do to counter that?
I think the biggest thing is just when they get it up the floor and get it in their half court, they need to get it in their half court. They're trying to actually push the ball all the way to the rim instead of getting in their half court offense.
All right, very good. Our second quarter being brought to us by Wolverine Mutual Insurance. Plymouth starts the quarter with the basketball. Claire Sheedy throws it into the back court, and it's another Lady Pilgrim turnover.
Number 7. First quarter, Plymouth goes 4 out of 8 from the field, but 0 for 3 from three-point range, 2 out of 4 from the line for their 10 points. Lake Central, 5 of 11 from the field, but 1 out of 5 from three-point range. Haven't been to the free throw line, and that one three-pointer is the 1-point difference right now.
And honestly, the turnovers were the biggest problem for Lake Central. You mentioned their shooting was pretty decent, but they've had too many possessions where they just throw it away. And Essence Johnson back in the game is fouled by Taylor Delp, and that's a key foul. That's the second on Delp. And Michaela Shalliel is going to have a big decision to make here. You get another look from R&B Car Company at the contact by Delp. As Johnson goes to the line, she's only a 44% free throw shooter. Bob mentioned a terrific high jumper. She's got a track scholarship to Detroit Mercy. And Joe Huppenthal believes she may not have to pay a dime for college, which is every parent's dream. Johnson hits the second, increases the Lake Central lead to 2. And by the way, Delp checked out of the game. She sits down there next to the coaches with 2 fouls and 7:24 to go in the first half. Make a note of that one on your little charts at home, because that could be a big spot in this ball game.
A lot of responsibility goes on Sheedy.
And to these young guards, Sophie Miller looking for some help. Now Lena Jones to Dragani. Plymouth can't just handle the ball. They got to look to score in ways. And there's Miller going strong to the hole, but it may have been altered by Bishop. At the other end, Malosnik penetrates and scores. Riley Malosnik, the sophomore, with her first basket of the game, and Lake Central has its biggest lead at 4. Dragani with the left-hand drive, kicks it outside. Miller, stolen by Malosnik. She'll go the distance for 2 more. No, she missed the layup. Bishop puts it back up and in. Anaya Bishop with 6. She averages 14.
Big offensive board again for Lake Central.
Dragani thought about the 3, had Johnson right in front of her. Now Ellie Jones cross court to Sheedy. That's the matchup they want underneath. Sheedy for the bucket. Claire Sheedy with her first basket of the game stems the tide and cuts the deficit to 4. That was a 10-0 Lake Central run at that point.
Fed by a lot of turnovers.
Clayton, now Malosnik. Back to Clayton. Lake Central being A little more patient in this possession. Zajeski from the foul line misses, but there's Bishop for the offensive rebound again. And while Joe Huppenthal was concerned about his team on the boards, the offensive boards have been very kind to Lake Central here in the second, but a foul called on Bishop from behind.
Wouldn't it be great to work for a company where the employees are their most valuable asset? Well, now's your chance because Reshcore is hiring. They have production positions available in a team-driven environment with excellent benefits that include medical, dental, and a 401k. To learn more about joining the Reshcore family and getting the $1,000 sign-on bonus, visit reshcore.com. That's RESCHCOR.com.
Sarah Hunter checks into the game for Plymouth. She is their best three-point threat. And I think Michaela Shalio identified the fact that there are some shots there, but they haven't been taken. Sheedy from the elbow can't hit. Malosnik knocks it out of bounds. And now Vanessa Wimberly will come into the game for Lake Central. She wears number 1. The freshman, normally their starting point guard. She went down with a knee injury last week in the sectional final. And you see that left knee has a heavy brace around it. A 5-second violation called against Plymouth on the inbounds.
Their 9th turnover, Lake Central was 7. That number is turned around. Yeah, when you talk about getting Wimberly in the ball game, you're adding another half step of quickness. She is really quick.
Under the best of circumstances, yes. We'll see how well she is able to move with that brace on her knee. She leads this team in assist and steals, so she is a savvy point guard, even though she's only a freshman. And a whistle and a timeout called by Joe Huppenthal. We'll take it as well. 4:30 to go first half. Lake Central leads Plymouth 18-12. You're watching the girls' regional semifinal on TV 46. This edition of the 46 Game of the Week being brought to you in part by Wolverine Mutual Insurance, protecting you and your family for generations. Essence Johnson leading Lake Central back onto the floor as the Indians lead it by 6 with 4.5 to go here in the first half.
Indians 3 out of 5 in the second quarter. Plymouth 1 out of 3.
The interesting thing about the 3 out of 5 is 2 of those baskets have been scored on offensive rebounds. So the 2 misses have been turned into baskets. Now Plymouth really extending that 1-3-1 zone with Sarah Hunter up top. And that left open 3 for Soria, but she couldn't hit. Another offensive rebound and a bucket and a buck for Lake Central. It's Nadia Clayton who got the putback, as you'll see on the R&B Car Company replay. Plymouth wanted to travel before the three-point shot, didn't get it. Instead, they get a foul on Lena Jones, and here's Clayton, a 55% foul shooter at the line. And Michaela Shalio can't stand it any longer. She's got to get Taylor Delp back into the game.
Down by 9. And other people are stepping up for Lake Central. They're getting help from Malosnik and Clayton. And Bishop's been outstanding. Offensive rebound baskets.
And Malosnik just came in for Clayton. Delp gets the inbound pass triggered to Dragani. Hard drive by Lena Jones on the outside. Delp now handles it up top. Lake Central with some sticky man-to-man and good help-side defense by Essence Johnson. Soria tried to drop it back off to Johnson. There was too much traffic under there. But they get it back, and the layup made by Bishop. Bishop has 10. At the other end, Sarah Hunter underneath, missed the layup. Battle for the loose ball and a foul called on Soria. That will put Plymouth at the foul line. Second on Isabella.
Plymouth falling behind in the rebounding, and boy, they've got 11 turnovers in the first half, 8 for Lake Central.
And Ayla Krieger will come back into the game, as will Caitlin Zajeski. So Joe Huppenthal making liberal use of his bench. Meanwhile, it'll be Taylor Delp at the stripe, shooting free throws sponsored by the Auto Park.
Jones Huffin Jones congratulates the Lady Pilgrims on an amazing season and wishes them the best today. Jones Huffin Jones, attorneys at law in Plymouth and the surrounding region. Visit JonesHuffinJonesLaw.com.
Delp raised over $1,000 in the Riley Dance Marathon at Plymouth. Her father is the athletic director at Plymouth High School. Just a really good all-around player. Looking for her 10th point of the day today. And there it is. Plymouth down 9 as Lake Central handles it up top. One of the things that's impressed me about Lake Central, Bob, this is my first time seeing them, how many different people are adept at handling the ball, but occasionally they make passes like that, and then Lena Jones is able to turn it into points. At the other end, Krieger lays it up no good, and a rebound for Sheedy. Sophie Miller. Sheedy will give it to Lena Jones. Hutter cross court to Sheedy. Plymouth worked on these kind of drills during practice on Tuesday when I went down to see them. Miller had it poked away from behind by Johnson, and then a loose ball foul is called, and if that's on Delp, it's her third. It is. So Plymouth's leading scorer, not only for the game, but for the season, goes to the bench with 3 fouls with 2:27 to go first half.
Well, somebody's got to step up. There isn't a whole lot more size on that bench for Plymouth, but rebounding can be by position. You're going to have to be real disciplined about it.
7-point Lake Central lead. Malosnik with a good catch in the corner. Krieger. Zajeski. Look at the ball movement. That's Krieger for 3. No good. But Malosnik battled for the rebound and laid it in. Right now, Lake Central is just dominating on the offensive glass.
That is their 6th basket on an offensive rebound.
And that's the story of this game right now. The quickness of Lake Central, a little too much to handle. Miller threw it away. Clayton comes the other way, and she's fouled by Lena Jones, her second. And you'll get another look from R&B Car Company.
One of the things, Chuck, we had in our keys to win was for Plymouth to play with poise. And they look up and they find themselves down 10. Now 11.
And Kayla Shaliel in her first year has done a wonderful job guiding this team. They lost 5 out of 6 in the middle of the season and corrected the ship well enough towards the end. They have their hands full here today. Clayton, normally a solid backup point guard, got the start today with the Wimberley injury, and she's made it pay off with 5 points. Lake Central up by double figures. Sarah Hutter is saved by a timeout called by Plymouth. And we'll take it as well. 1:27 to go first half. Lake Central leads at 27-16 on 46. This edition of the 46 Game of the Week being brought to you in part by the Indiana High School Athletic Association, partnering with TV 46 for over 30 years. Joe Huppenthal, what a job he has done as a basketball coach in his career. 214 wins as a girls coach, and he won 204 as a boys coach at Clay High School, where he spent 19 years on the bench, was the successor to the state champion coach Tom DeBates there. And just a great guy to be around. Here's a held ball, alternating possession goes to Lake Central.
Imagineering Finishing Technologies is a proud supporter of high school sports in Michiana. They know all about teamwork as they provide components for the aerospace industry as well as medical, automotive, military, and defense. IFT is excited about the future and very proud of its past, celebrating over 60 years of excellence. At IFT, quality is a way of life.
Clayton finds an open Malosnik for three, and another offensive rebound. Bishop fouled on the way up. Michaela Shaliel's worst fears are being realized here because she said if we can't play defense and we can't rebound, we're in trouble. The defense hasn't been too bad, but out of the 1-3-1 zone, they have not rebounded well.
And rebounding is such a mindset. And the other thing is, Chuck, a lot of times when we're watching basketball, you'll see when a shot goes up, everybody's down to stop the transition. Lake Central staying under the basket and fighting for and getting rebounds.
Yeah, they're not worried about giving up a transition bucket as Bishop goes 1 of 2 at the line. Hunter the rebound. Lena Jones handles it up top for Plymouth. Ellie Jones stops at the top of the key. Sheedy, nice pass to the cutting Lena Jones, but the shot blocked by Zajeski. At the other end, Zajeski can't hit. Sheedy starts the break. Dragani was in front of everybody, pulls up for the three. It's offline. Good rebound by Ellie Jones, and Sheedy from the wing hits. Claire Sheedy now with 4. Let's see if Lake Central can hold for the last shot. That's what Joe Huppenthal would like to have happen.
Love the way Lake Central spreads the floor and they create that gap in around the free throw line.
And the travel called on Lake Central. And Plymouth has a chance to cut this to single digits before we go to the break.
10 turnovers for Lake Central, 13 in the first half for Plymouth.
Sheedy triggers the inbound to Lena Jones. Hunter thought about the three. Now Sheedy will take one from the logo. Just off the front iron, and the first half comes to an end with Lake Central up 28-18. Let's go courtside. Bill's Heating sideline report. Bo Hunt has Joe Huppenthal.
Coach, you go into half up by 10. A little bit of a slow start in that first quarter, but I believe your girls really stepped up with their pressure. Your thoughts on that first half?
We're a little bit out of sync right now without Vanessa in there, and until you get into it, into game mode, we just got some kids in some different spots, and so defensively, I think we're okay. We're just still not where we need to be, but we're kind of a little bit of a mess right now, and it's understandable because until you get to play. So we'll get in there, calm them down, and hopefully we just keep the pressure on them and just stay out of foul trouble here.
Thanks, Joe.
All right.
Back to you guys.
Stick around, everybody. A lot to talk about with our TCU Student Athletes of the Week. Riley Malosnik, Isabella Soria missing, but the offensive glass has been solid for Lake Central in this one, and they have a 10-point lead going to the break on 46.
And welcome back to LaPorte High School. We're at halftime. I had a chance to visit with our Student Athletes of the Week, brought to you by TCU. TCU reminds you to go online at tcunet.com. Find out how you can become a member today. Well, it's exciting to be here at a regional. Exciting to meet these two young ladies who represent their schools so well. Essence Johnson is with us from Lake Central, and Claire Sheedy is with us from Plymouth High School. And Claire, first of all, congratulations on your success in the classroom, and you're also a very busy athlete.
Yeah, I am. Thank you.
How do you handle all those time restrictions? I mean, these sports now are year-round, and you got to spend a lot of time practicing.
I mean, I just make the most of my free time. When my mom's driving me places, I do my homework in the car. It's really just about managing my time wisely.
You involve volleyball and basketball. Looks like volleyball is your future in college. Talk about that decision.
I mean, when I was a sophomore was kind of when the recruiting started, and the school I'm going to, Wingate University, they just kind of came after me, recruiting me hard, and I went on a visit my junior year, and it was the right fit, and I'm sure I'm going to the right place.
And the weather's a little better there in the wintertime?
It is a little better there. It's a bit warmer.
wish you the best of luck there. And again, congratulations on your success. I'm sure there's a lot of people behind that. Talk about the people that matter in your life.
I mean, 100% my family. I drive an hour and a half for club volleyball practices 2 to 3 times a week. My parents have been driving me since I was 12 years old, and that's such a time commitment for them, and I'll forever be grateful for them. My sister, she's awesome, and all my other friends and families who have impacted me along the way.
Congratulations again, Claire, and wish you all the best, not only today, but in the future.
Thank you so much.
Claire Sheedy from Plymouth High School. Essence Johnson joins us now from Lake Central High School. And Essence, congratulations. You're also a very busy young lady, not only with basketball, but with track and field. Talk about your events in track and field.
So I started track and field last year. I did high jump, only one event, and then I went to state 5th place my first year. So I started getting recruited for track literally like 3 months ago. And I'm thinking about going to either Detroit Mercy or NIU to study biomedical engineering and to continue to do track.
And how did you pick that career path?
Well, I wanted to be somewhere in the health field, but I'm not too good with blood, so I had to do something a little bit different. So I decided I wanted to do prosthetics.
You're doing a great job in the classroom to have that opportunity. Talk about how you manage your time and how you balance things.
My counselor looks out for me a lot. My 4 years, I've had 2 study hall periods, so I usually get a lot of my work done in school because I know that after school I got practice, track practice, and then I also have a job after practice. So getting a lot of my schoolwork done in school has helped me keep up with my assignments and my time management.
Wow, very successful, busy young lady. Talk about the people in your life that have helped you along the way.
This is my mom, my dad, my sister, just supportive. I'm not really that type of kid that if you're yelling at me, that's going to teach me. Like, they all know that if you just be calm with me, give me a second, then that's when I'll come around and, get it together.
Well, congratulations on all your success in the classroom and certainly in track and on the basketball court. Wish you the best of luck.
Thank you.
Essence Johnson from Lake Central, our student athlete of the week, representing Lake Central High School. And Claire Sheedy's here from Plymouth. We congratulate both of them and remind you that you can become a member of TCU. Just go online at tcunet.com and find out how you can become a member today. We're back with some halftime stats and highlights in just a moment. You're watching regional action from LaPorte High School on TV 46.
This edition of the 46th Game of the Week being brought to you in part by Crown Trophy. They're nationally known and locally owned. Halftime here in LaPorte in this regional semifinal in Class 4A. And the Lake Central Indians with the 28-18 lead on the Plymouth Lady Pilgrims. Chuck Freeby and Bob Nagel high above the fray. About what we expected, minus the dominance on the offensive glass by Lake Central, which really has been the difference in the game.
Yeah, there's a couple of numbers that are really going to be important in the second half, and that's fouls. Number one for Plymouth is a big concern, and that led to a lot of that offensive rebounding opportunity for Lake Central, and they took advantage.
Let's show you how it got to be this way in LaPorte on this Saturday, as Lake Central started off with Ayla Kreiger hitting the game's first basket, but Taylor Delp was on fire in the first quarter. She had 8 points in the stanza. Plymouth at one time had a 10-6 lead. Lake Central came back behind Anaya Bishop, who had 11 points in the first half. Plymouth occasionally would get transition baskets like this one from Lena Jones, who had 4 points in the half. But Lake Central found a way to get clicking on offense. Isabella Soria hits a big three-pointer there. And then Riley Molosnik slashing through that zone defense for 2. Plymouth would get a key bucket late from Claire Sheedy that helped keep it close, but they're down 10 at the break, and the big reason you can see in the rebounds doesn't necessarily tell the whole story.
No, because over half of those are offensive rebounds for Lake Central. Shooting percentage, though, the important number here is that Plymouth only got 17 shots because of their turnovers. Lake Central probably had about 17, but with the 7 offensive rebound putbacks, that's why they're ahead in the ball game. And free throws, not a big factor. And one of the things about Plymouth, they have yet to hit a three-pointer in this ball game. You're going to get back into a game where you're down 10 at halftime. You're probably going to need 1 or 2 of those.
The winner of this one faces either Penn or Crown Point in the regional championship tonight. It's a 28-18 lead for Lake Central. This has been the City of Plymouth halftime report on this edition of the 46th Game of the Week. This edition of the 46th Game of the Week being brought to you in part by Imagineering Finishing Technologies. IFT, where quality is a way of life. A way of life for us is a Bo Hunt sideline report before we start the third quarter. And normally we're talking about adjustments, Bo. There's plenty of them to make for Plymouth. What do you think Michaela Shalio will do?
Yeah, I didn't get a chance to talk to Michaela, but I think one of the biggest things is offensive rebound. They really need to eliminate a lot of those from Lake Central, and controlling the ball. They need to handle the ball a little bit better, take care of it. And with Delp's situation with the 3 fouls, it's one and done at this point. You just got to let her go at this point, I believe.
I tend to agree. The time to be conservative is over when you're down 10.
No question about that. Just before we get started, I want to tell you that Mayor Center in the city of Plymouth congratulate the Lady Pilgrims on a great season. Keep up the good work today. Check out the city of Plymouth on Facebook and see all the small town charm that Plymouth offers.
You ever play golf with Mayor Center?
I have not.
I figured you'd say Your Honor, Your Honor.
Your Honor, Your Honor.
Third quarter brought to us by Wolverine Mutual Insurance. 10-point lead for Lake Central. They come out trying to trap right off the bat. Good pass underneath, and the layup made by Ellie Jones, her first basket of the game. So there's one adjustment Plymouth made, and it was a good one to start the second half. At the other end, Ayla Krieger from the baseline answers. That's just how Lake Central started the first half.
Good to see Ellie Jones get a shot. It's her first shot of the game.
Now Ellie Jones trying to throw over the top of that zone. Delp going inside strong. Couldn't get the first one to go, but the second one will. That's how you get double doubles. You get your own offensive rebound. Bishop goes in strong. Johnson up top will try the triple, but it's offline, and the rebound by Delp. Lena Jones will try to walk it up the floor against this trapping 1-3-1, but Essence Johnson takes it away. Missed the layup. The rebound up by Clayton, no good, and then she's called for the foul.
Another frustration foul.
The turnover's really mounting for Plymouth, but Lena Jones, a freshman guard that Michaela Shalio is very high on, and she really feels like she's a huge part of the future of this Lady Pilgrim program. She understands there's going to be some growing pains with a freshman guard, just like Joe Huppenthal is facing. That's one of the reasons you're seeing so many turnovers in the game today. Sheedy back outside to Jones.
We've talked a lot about Malosnik and her outside shooting, but she's also doing a great job on defense.
Sheedy kicks it outside. Dragani for three. That's money. It's brought to you by Oliver Ford Lincoln.
First three of the ball game for Plymouth.
Indeed. And they've cut the deficit to 5 here early in the third. A drive by Bishop, and she's fouled by Sheedy, who was not enamored with the call. No player usually is. R&B Car Company gives you another look at this Oliver Ford Lincoln three-pointer by Dragani, and that's what Plymouth's going to need to get back in it.
Oliver Ford is proud to support Pilgrim Athletics. Keep up the great work today. Visit oliverford.com to check out their inventory. Oliver Ford in Plymouth.
Anaya Bishop at the line, 68% free throw shooter on the year. She injured her knee at the end of last season, but has come back strong this year. And she leads the Indians today with 13 points, which is just 1 below her average. Delp is able to get it in, but it's lost out of bounds by Lena Jones.
– 14 turnovers now for Plymouth.
Similar to what we see, quite frankly, in a lot of games. You'll see a team, make a run, get that deficit down to 5 or 4, but they can't get over the hump. Can Plymouth do it today? Lena Jones blocked by Essence Johnson. What a terrific play by Johnson. Her 40th block shot of the season, and Malosnik makes them pay at the other end. That could be a huge turning point in this game. Plymouth had a chance to cut it to 5. Instead, they're down 10. Delp on the outside, working against Krieger. Here's Dragani again for 3. Not that time, and it hits off the basket support. And Lake Central will get the ball back.
Delp had the ball out top. She's 33% in the season from three, but only 3 attempts, made one of them.
Dragani had a good look, too. She just couldn't quite get it to go. Clayton inside to Bishop. Little 10-footer is good. You don't see that taken a lot in the guys' game, but in the girls' game, that is a money shot, and Bishop has 15.
Bishop is a player.
Dragani over the double team, but Ellie Jones trapped.
TCU is better banking, where you'll get the latest technology and you're never too far from a friendly face. Discover the TCU advantage. Become a member today at tcunet.com. Federally insured by the NCUA.
Timeout sponsored by Oliver Ford Lincoln. Lake Central up 37-25 on 46. This edition of the 46 Game of the Week being brought to you in part by St. Andrews Products, providing quality apparel to the PGA and to 46 Sports. Reminder, there's more girls basketball coming up after this one. We will have the second semifinal from here at LaPorte as the Penn Lady Kingsmen take on Crown Point, a rematch of a regular season game. Penn trying to knock off the defending state champ in Class 4A. You'll see it on the live stream at 1 p.m. Eastern Time and on TV 46 this afternoon. As soon as this one is over, right around 5 o'clock.
A lot of red on this side of the arena. Red, the dominant color for Plymouth as well as Crown Point.
Lake Central trying to eliminate all of the red from this regional today, and Joe Huppenthal's team has a 12-point lead midway through the third quarter. Clayton inside to Bishop. And Bishop with a nice pass to Krieger underneath. It was blocked by Sheedy. Battle for the loose ball underneath, and on the held ball alternating possession, it'll go to Lake Central.
Krieger had a really good look inside, just put up a little too strong.
So Lake Central, there you see Joe Huppenthal on the sideline. His 6th year at Lake Central. If he can win the regional today, not only will it be his first regional title, it will be his 100th win as the Lake Central girls basketball coach. Clayton misfires, but there's Bishop for another offensive rebound and dealt for a foul. She thought she went straight up, but I bet you if we get a look on the R&B Car Company replay, you'll see what she did is called roofing. She angles those arms somewhat unconsciously. Watch again and watch the arms of 14 Taylor Delp. They are definitely at a severe angle over the player. They're not straight up. Bishop at the foul line, misses for the first time today. And both teams will go to the bench. Sophie Miller for Plymouth and Isabella Soria for Lake Central.
4:29 to go, third quarter. And you lose Delp to a foul situation. That's going to be an important number. Keep an eye on.
Meanwhile, Bishop missed them both. And the rebound to Ellie Jones. Lena Jones nearly caught in a trap, but she got it to Miller, and now Dragani well covered on the three-point look as Bishop hurried out there. Sheedy underneath, lost the handle, and here comes Lake Central the other way. Tenacious defense by the Indians today. Open look for Malosnik. Rims out, but another offensive rebound. Soria couldn't get that one. They'll go a tumbling again. Krieger and Sheedy, and this time the Plymouth Pilgrims get the possession arrow.
Well, Malosnik has had some good looks from three-point range. He's 1 out of 5 from three-point.
Wimberly checks back in for Lake Central. Gonna give it another go on that leg brace. Sheedy throws it deep, and Essence Johnson retrieves it for Lake Central.
He's going to get a track scholarship for a reason.
Wimberly for 3, ring it up. Vanessa Wimberly with her 13th three-pointer of the year. And Lake Central has its biggest lead of 40-25.
First shot of the game for Wimberly.
Normally a starter for this Lake Central team. Sophie Miller trying to post up underneath, and Krieger came over to help out on defense, forced the turnover.
Remax Oak Crest Realty wishes Our Lady Pilgrims the best of luck in the championship. With offices in Plymouth, Bremen, and Elkhart, let them help you navigate the unusual real estate market. Find the right agent at oakcrestrealty.biz.
Now Plymouth will try to go with full court pressure as Michaela Shalliel basically pulling out all the stops. Why not? If you don't win today, your season's over. Malosnik. And a good weave going outside, but Soria trapped.
St. Andrews Products is celebrating over 30 years of serving corporations, high schools, and colleges, as well as the PGA Tour. We're proud to support the new American Dunes Golf Course in Grand Haven, Michigan. Your expectations become our standards at St. Andrews Products.
Plymouth moving the ball around the outside. Lena Jones finds Sophie Miller. Miller with a good left-hand drive, but good help defense by Lake Central. Malosnik takes it away. Threw it too far for Wimberley, and now Plymouth gets to go the other way with it. But Lena Jones lost the handle. Malosnik gets it back. Underneath to Krieger, bucket and the bump. The freshman Ayla Krieger with her 6th point of this one, and she'll go to the line for the old-fashioned three-point play, as you see on the R&B Car Company replay. Plymouth will take a timeout. It's sponsored by Oliver Ford Lincoln. 2:32 to go in the third, and things are slipping away from the Pilgrims. They're down 17 on 46. This edition of the TV46 High School Girls Basketball Game of the Week is being brought to you in part by the Jordan Automotive Group. Simple, easy, stress-free. Plymouth cheerleaders trying to energize the Lady Pilgrim crowd. They brought a good contingent up from Plymouth today, but things not going too well for the folks in red and white because they trail by 17.
And it's a 12-0 run for Lake Central. In fact, Lake Central has 8 players in the scoring column. Plymouth with 5.
Ayla Krieger trying to finish off a three-point play here. 70% free throw shooter on the year. Pretty good softball player, too. She nails that one. And Lake Central up 18. And still relentless with the pressure. Lena Jones trying to find a way out of this. They're getting close to a 10-second count. Didn't quite get it, but Lake Central got the turnover anyway. Soria leaves it off for Wimberley. Remember, at one point in the third quarter, Plymouth trailed 30-25. Topside triple. Malosnik is short, but another offensive rebound for Lake Central.
Yeah.
Essence Johnson, who you met at halftime, one of our TCU Student Athletes of the Week. Good pass underneath from Wimberley to Krieger, and Sheedy rejects it. Sheedy had 4 block shots in their win over Logansport. And you'll get another look at this one here on the R&B Car Company replay. Lake Central retains possession, though. Krieger to Johnson. Boy, Essence Johnson, she is kind of the Swiss Army knife of this team, isn't she? She just does a lot of different roles.
Terrific rebounder, and then they put her out top on that point where she can see the floor pretty well.
Yeah, how many shot blockers do you see running point? Johnson out by the logo as Lake Central happy to run some clock and their offense. Johnson missed on the runner. Sheedy, another block shot. She eliminated the Anaya Bishop effort.
But it was another offensive rebound for Lake Central. I guess Johnson might be the mindset that if she shoots and doesn't make it, it's going to wind up being an entry pass.
Inbounds pass to Bishop, and she puts it home. Anaya Bishop with 17, and it's a 20-point Lake Central lead and a 15-0 run. And that was nearly another steal for Lake Central. Riley Mann in the game now. Where's number 32 for Plymouth? Her pass goes awry. Here's Malosnik coming all the way. She'll lay it up and draw the contact.
Auto Park in Plymouth congratulates the Lady Pilgrims on a great season. Keep up the great work today. Auto Park Chevrolet and your Platinum Chevy dealers. See us for all of your sales, service, and parts needs.
Riley Malosnik, the daughter of the Lake Central boys coach Dave Malosnik, goes to the line for two. 51% foul shooter on the year. And Plymouth getting into dangerous territory here for the Pilgrims, because when the opponent scores 50 or more this year, Plymouth is 1-5. Well, Lake Central is going to get there with only 46 seconds left here in the third quarter.
Been about a 4.5-minute drought for Plymouth.
And make it a 17-0 Lake Central run, and Joe Huppenthal wants a timeout to talk to his ball club. We'll keep it here with 46.8 remaining.
Folks, wouldn't it be great to work for a company where their employees are their most valuable asset? Well, now's your chance, because RushCore is hiring. They have production positions available in a team-driven environment with excellent benefits that include medical, dental, and a 401k. To learn more about joining the RushCore family and getting a $1,000 sign-on bonus, visit the website at rushcore.com. That's RESCHCOR.com.
When you take a look at this Lake Central team up by 22 right now, you might think, well, that's big. Well, that's kind of commonplace for the Indians. They have beaten teams by an average of 25.4 points per game this year. That's 10th in the state. You want to know who's a little bit better than that? The team we'll see in Game 2, Crown Point, also in the Duneland Conference.
Man. Well, is there anybody on that bench for Plymouth who could come in and give them a spark? I'm looking down the numbers, and Kiara Himes is 100% from three-point range. She's 2 out of 2. I'm not sure that's where you go.
Michaela Shalliel knew that they would be a heavy underdog coming into this game, and have to admit, when they were down 30-25, you thought maybe today could be the day, but there's too much athleticism out there for Lake Central, and they're just too quick pursuing the basketball for Plymouth to deal with. These Plymouth guards have had their hands full all day just getting the ball up the floor, worse yet getting off shots. Case in point right here. Coming the other way, Cameron Weber couldn't hit, and the rebound bounced around and out of bounds, so it'll go to Lake Central.
What do you know, Chuck? Another offensive rebound.
Lake Central will hold out top, hoping to get the last shot of the third quarter. Instead, Plymouth comes over, ties it up. Held ball, alternating possession will go to the Lady Pilgrims.
I got a feeling it's not exactly the way Joe had it planned out. 6 seconds, plenty of time to get down the floor.
Now let's see if Lena Jones or Claire Sheedy can get a shot off. It'll be Jones for 3, but that's way offline, and the third quarter comes to an end. Really big turning point in this game was when Essence Johnson got the block on the transition hoop, and at the other end, the 3 buried by Riley Malosnik. Vanessa Wimberly would add a trifecta as well, and Lake Central is in command by 22 at the end of 3 on 46. This edition of the TV46 High School Basketball Game of the Week being brought to you in part by TCU, empowering members for 90 years. They're federally insured by the NCUA. Let's go downstairs for another Bills Heating Sideline Report. Bo Hunt, your first look at Lake Central this year, but I know you're very impressed with Joe Huppenthal's team.
Yeah, just the athleticism that they have out there. And the biggest thing is they play so well as a team. 8 ladies are in the scoring column. I think that's really key right there. You know, Bishop with, I believe, 17 points, game high right now. But just having 8 ladies being able to score, I think is the biggest thing out there, guys.
Meanwhile, our fourth quarter begins with a missed 3 by Cameron Weber. And Essence Johnson will reset another offensive rebound for Lake Central. It's been that kind of day in this game. Bishop tried to get it underneath to Zajeski, and instead Plymouth comes away with a loose change. Emma Krupp now in the game for Plymouth. Picked up that steal. She wears 25, has the ball now. This is Ellie Jones. Now Krupp looking to try to get it down low to Taylor Delp. Finally does. Delp with a nice drive on Zajeski, goes in strong, got the bucket of the bump. Zajeski called for the over the back, and Delp will go to the line for the old-fashioned three-point play brought to you by Auto Park. She get another look.
They have missed her here in the second half, and that foul trouble has been a big factor.
Delp averaging 15 a game, and she's right there. Here's Johnson coming the other way. Nobody picked her up or stopped the ball, but she missed the layup. And then on the rebound, a held ball is called. It'll go to Plymouth, but the Lady Pilgrim faithful wanted it over the back call.
Essence Johnson is 0 for 4 from the floor. She has 1 point on a free throw. She came in only averaging 4 points a game. She does so many other things.
Lena Jones throws it out of the trap to Delp. And Delp draws the blocking foul on Zajeski. But that's only the fourth on Lake Central here in the second half.
Jones, Huff, and Jones, congratulations, Lady Pilgrims, on an amazing season. Wishing them well today. Jones, Huff, and Jones, attorneys at law in Plymouth and the surrounding region. Visit Jones, Huff, and Jones, law.com.
Krupp loses the ball. Here comes Lake Central with numbers. Malaznik lays it in. Riley Malaznik with 11 in this one. That's her 15th game in double figures this season.
Through three quarters, Lake Central was 17 out of 39 from the field. Plymouth was 10 out of 23. That's 16 more shots.
Ellie Jones has it taken away by Malaznik. Malaznik will stop it outside. Plymouth looking to double team, try to cause some havoc up top. Zajeski gets it down in the corner to Clayton. Now a double team on Malaznik, and she threw it away. Held ball, alternating possession will go to Lake Central.
Imagineering Finishing Technologies continues to be the industry knowledge source for metal finishing solutions. Our 3 Indiana locations are involved with supplying process components for aerospace giants, including the latest development for Boeing and SpaceX. At IFG, we're like the teams in this game. We're working toward a great finish.
6 minutes to go in this one, and Lake Central comfortably in front. And just a reach-in foul called here on Kaylee Dragani. Just the 5th team foul on Plymouth, so Lake Central will inbound again. Lake Central about to go to 24-3 on the season and have a date with either Penn or Crown Point in the regional finals. Zajeski nearly got that tough shot to go, and instead a foul is called on Lake Central. It'll be on Soria, her 3rd.
Mayor Center in the city of Plymouth congratulate the Lady Pilgrims on a great season. Keep up the great work today. Check out the City of Plymouth on Facebook and see all the small town charm that Plymouth offers. Congratulations to the Fairfield Falcons. They'll be playing in a regional championship game tonight over in Winnemac. And a pushing foul going against Nadia Clayton here. That's her 2nd. She'll probably get over that. Meanwhile, over at Jimtown in Class 3A, Griffith ends West Noble's improbable run with a 44-43 win. The Panthers' reward, more than likely the #1 team in 3A, assuming Washington beats Culver Academy later today. Here's Taylor Delp missing on that layup. And the rebound to Bishop. It'll be interesting to watch Bishop's career at Lake Central. She's an outstanding player. Well, and there's a lot of youth on this Lake Central team as Clayton misses.
We'll talk about that here in a moment when we get a chance. In the meantime, shot taken by Dragani is short. Here comes Lake Central the other way. Bishop leaves it off for Clayton, who hits. Nadia with 7 in this one. And that pass intercepted by Lake Central. It'll come to Clayton. She'll try to go underneath the Bishop, and a foul is called on Ellie Jones. But you mentioned the youth of this Lake Central team. 82% of their offense comes from the freshman or sophomore class. That bodes pretty well for the next couple of years.
It does. Joe Huppenthal said, hey, if you can play, you're going to play. And one of the nice things about some of the players you mentioned earlier who are maybe lost a starting position, but they're turning around to the coach and saying, what can I do to help us win? And that's how you're successful.
Lake Central works it down to Zajeski. She's one of those players you just talked about. With a new role on this team, she hits the shot and a timeout called by Joe Huppenthal.
Oliver Ford is proud to support Pilgrim Athletics. Keep up the great work today, ladies. Visit oliverford.com to check out their inventory. Oliver Ford in Plymouth.
Well, Joe Huppenthal has had a great career. He has won 9 sectionals, but he's never won a regional. So I asked him today what it would mean to walk out of here tonight with a regional championship.
No, you got to take it one step at a time. It'd be nice, but like right now, the focus is on Plymouth. Obviously, when you're in this situation, you have to get ready for the other 2 teams. I'm not going to lie, we're in a good situation, playing the first game. And then, they got to go to battle and let them 2 just battle it out. And then hopefully you can catch lightning in a bottle and win this thing. But it takes some luck. You've been doing this a long time, and it takes some luck. It takes a little bit of skill and all those things, and the stars got to align. And with this group, I just feel like, we're capable of anything. But win or lose, tonight, I'm just so proud of these kids and what they've done. And we're going to give it a go, and somebody's going to have to knock us off.
He also added, I think he's much more comfortable playing Crown Point because they're a conference foe and his girls know them better than playing Penn, who they beat in the regular season. But he said Christy Ulrich's team is far better now than they were back then. By the way, one of the 3 losses Lake Central suffered was to Crown Point. So that little chip on your shoulder and chance for vengeance has been known to motivate a team a time or 2. Plymouth, meanwhile, with 3:39 left in its season, trying to find some open people underneath. In essence, Johnson fouls Claire Sheedy from behind, and that'll send the Lady Pilgrims to the line for free throws sponsored by the Auto Park.
I want to ask Bo Hunt, you and I have been talking during some of the timeouts, Chuck, but Bo, I'm seeing one of the things for Plymouth is they have 2 or 3 players who have scored the ball game, but they've got 2 or 3 players been out there, don't even look to shoot, don't even look to score, and that allows the defense to maybe collapse and stop the big players. Bo agrees with me.
Well, we're not hearing Bo's mic right now. We'll take another shot at that question here in a moment. Taylor Delp on the drive. There were no free throws because it was only the 6th foul on Lake Central. The scoreboard operator was very quick here. I expected that to be the total and then move up to 7, but they had already advanced to the 16th foul. Bo, your thoughts on Bob's question?
I think the biggest thing would be Essence Johnson's ability to work the backside, because he's exactly right. She's able to play off some of the girls that she's been guarding and able to get some steals and some backside help, because he's right. There's 3 or 4 girls out on the Plymouth court that aren't looking for the shot, or they're just looking as soon as they get the ball to feed it to somebody else, whereas Lake Central, every single girl, even girls that come off the bench that are 8, 9, 10 deep, are looking for that shot, looking to make that shot, looking to score the basket.
And to be fair, Joe Huppenthal has had 6 years to build his program. This is Michaela Shaliel's first, and that's probably one of the things she wants to work on in the offseason regimen. Cameron Weber with a 3, her first of the day. 47% three-point shooter on the year, and now Lake Central has gone into a double-up situation here at 56-28. Delp backing her way in, can't get that one to drop. She's had a good game, but bedeviled by foul trouble, and ultimately that was too big a hole for Plymouth to fill. Now Delp knocks the ball away but couldn't get the full steal. Instead, Clayton goes in with the left hand, misses, and Sheedy gets the rebound. And a bumping foul called on Weber, and that will send Plymouth to the foul line.
Plymouth hasn't had an awful day on the boards, but those, again, Chuck, we've underlined it a couple times, the offensive rebounds. Lake Central has gotten have just been such a huge factor in this ball game.
So Kaylee Dragani will go to the foul line, 47% free throw shooter on the year. Dragani also an excellent soccer player at Plymouth. And she managed to get that one to go. The senior playing in her final game in a Plymouth uniform, averaging 5 points a game, and she couldn't get that one to drop. Rebound comes to Anastasia Rosa, who has checked into the game for the first time. Here's Soria in the corner for three. Isabella Soria with her second three-pointer of the game. Under 2 minutes left to go. That's a three on the way, and it hits the support. And Maddie Mann couldn't get that one to go. And now both teams starting to empty out the bench.
It's a couple of times today that three-pointers for Plymouth have hit that strap above the basket.
Claire McDonald checking in for Plymouth. Faith Harrison for Lake Central. Claire Sheedy will check out, her final game as a Plymouth Lady Pilgrim. Taylor Delp also going to the bench. Here's Harrison missing on the shot, but Soria was able to collect the loose change. Now driving, Bryn Leonard not able to hit. And here comes Sarah Hunter the other way. Dragani inside, missed the layup. They got her own rebound back. Maddie Mann looking for some help. There's Kiwi Himes. The little 5-foot senior getting some playing time in this regional semifinal.
Shoot it.
Disappointing end for Plymouth, but what a great season they had in Michaela Shaliel's first year as she barks out instructions from the sidelines. And they have a fairly young team as well. Taylor Delp will be back next year. And as these guards get some maturity, there's Himes. 3 for 3 now from three-point range for the Kiwi.
That'll bring some smiles to a disappointed bench.
It did.
Yep.
Joe Huppenthal's team doesn't want to take another shot. They just want to run out the last 20 seconds of this one and go to 23-3 on the year, 24-3 on the year, and head on into the regional championship tonight against either Penn or Crown Point. The Lake Central Indians prevail in this one by a final score of 59-32. We're back to wrap it up from LaPorte after this on 46.
Thanks for watching the WHME TV 46 High School Basketball Game of the Week, brought to you by
A 59-32 final score has the Lake Central Indians moving into the championship game of the Class 4A Regional here at LaPorte as they are able to get the win over the Plymouth Pilgrims. Joe Huppenthal's team looked very strong today in victory, and there'll be a challenge for either Penn or Crown Point.
They will be because they have so many people participate. They had 9 players as it wound up in the scoring column for Lake Central today, and that was a big factor. They do so well on the offensive boards that Penn's going to really have to concentrate on that in the ball game, and they do put some pressure on you. They got a lot of turnovers against Plymouth, and this is a team, as you said, Chuck, a first-year coach, some young players on this team. Plymouth's going to be fine, and congratulations on a great season for Plymouth.
Taylor Delp with 15 points today to lead the way for the Lady Pilgrims, who close out at 15-10. Obviously, they know what they need to work on as they go forward into the summer program. Anaya Bishop with 17 to lead Lake Central. Our thanks to our TV 46 crew who helped bring you this one, led by our production manager, Dean Korsmo, and our usual talented cast of men and women who work passionately on high school basketball. Reminder that we have more high school basketball coming up in just minutes as the Penn Lady Kingsmen take on the Crown Point Lady Bulldogs in the second regional semifinal. We'll have it for you on the live stream at 1 p.m. Eastern Time and on TV 46 immediately following the conclusion of this game. And we have college basketball on the radio tomorrow. Maryland and Purdue on your Super Bowl Sunday with a tip-off at 1 p.m. Now for my broadcast partners, the Hall of Famers Bob Nagel and Bo Hunt, it's Chuck Freeby. Once again, the final, Lake Central 59, Plymouth 32. So long for now from lovely LaPorte.